folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Yes, the road is very bumpy. They went through and graded part of this today, and I think it's worse. There's not quite as many potholes, but you know, for those of you that live out like this, you know what I'm talking about. They come through and they run a blade over the gravel, and it churns it up, and now you got big old huge rocks brought up from the bottom. So there are no potholes, but now you got rocks this big around the middle of the road. Anyways, so a lot of stuff is going on in the world, and I am seeing more and more people, whether it's comments in my videos, posting things online. People are reaching out to me directly, maybe in person or on the internet, and a lot of people are starting to get the feeling, the itch, whatever you want to call it, that something's just about ready to pop off. A lot of things happening. So, and I'm just throwing some stuff out there to kind of pull it all together so that you see that there's little things going on. And I mentioned this morning in this morning's video that Donald Trump said that he thinks that we're at the 1929 point, that meaning that we're about ready to go into some type of economic crisis of some sort. The economy's kind of looking that way. The markets are just kind of all over the place. They're erratic in a lot of ways. Cryptocurrency's erratic, and there's just a lot of tensions. We just sent $2.5 billion on top of all the other billions and billions that we've sent to Ukraine. Biden administration announced that they sent $2.5 billion again today to Ukraine in weapons. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of stuff going on up in the Baltic Sea areas and stuff between Finland and Estonia and all those areas where Chinese ships are apparently dragging anchors and cutting communication and cable lines up there. This has happened, I think, 3 times just in the last few weeks, and it was just yesterday that Finland authorities said that they boarded another Chinese ship that had cut like 4 more cables. This is not just a random thing and an accident. This is purposeful, folks. Of course, there's the drones that's been going on that now is no longer talked about. We got another pandemic on the verge of happening. And where did this come from? Who knows? What bat cave did this crawl out of? Today, they said that the Treasury Department was that their internet and their service was hacked by the Chinese, and a lot of things were shut down, a lot of problems due to that. There's been other problems noted in the last several days of airline companies getting hacked. Of course, there's been planes crash, and not that there's necessarily any direct connection to China other than maybe the one that looks like Russia shot down. But there's been several other planes attacked, or planes have gone down. There's been a lot of cyber internet security stuff going on. There's just a lot of stuff happening. And I know I'm missing several things. You great, wonderful people in the comments section can list the other things that's happening. Some of it's direct connections with China. Some of it's with just stuff, Russians, 3-letter agencies, whatever. But the point is that there's a lot of little things going on all at the same time, and it's just starting to get this kind of ominous feel that it's just about ready to happen. And I know that you could say, yeah, but we've had that feeling before. There's been a lot of times that people have suspected that we're on the verge of the big one happening, and yet it not actually happening. So it's hard to tell when you're going just by gut feeling, but like I said, there's all these things happening, and I think it's worthy to take notice of and to prepare accordingly. We know that we are getting closer to that, Great Reset, Agenda 2030 stuff, and I think that the best case scenario with Donald Trump taking office, it might slow down, but I think the reality is it's just going to take on kind of a different direction. There's too many things that's starting to line up that if you want to blame Donald Trump, or you want to say that he's not aware of all this stuff, or it's just part of something else, I don't know. But watching these events happen and playing out in the news, and war starting to build up in certain areas. You've got, I think it was yesterday, the Taliban in Afghanistan declared war on Pakistan, and Pakistan says they're going to declare war on Afghanistan. So there's just more wars and rumors of wars, and you could say, yeah, but that part of the world, they're always going at each other. That's true, but now it's becoming, that part of the world is becoming more important, because there's a lot of rare earth minerals and things in the ground that it's actually quite valuable. And so it's not like it's just a bunch of sheep goat herders out there fighting each other. It's a big deal. And of course, Afghanistan has $80 billion in American military equipment that Joe Biden so graciously gave them. So there's just multiple different things that's happening. There was an article in the Hill, I think it was the Hill, saying that Israel should go ahead and hurry up and strike Iran, like now, soon, before Donald Trump gets into office, so it paves the way for him getting in and things being done, in a certain way, because he's getting in office. But basically, they're, this article, American article, is encouraging Israel to go ahead and take a strike at Iran and start to get things going again there. It's all over the world, folks. That's the thing. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make, is that there are multiple things happening, big things. They seem to be small only from the perspective that they get mentioned in the news, whether it's online or mainstream, and for the most part, they're not mentioned again. It's just, oh yeah, this is happening, and then we move on to the next big thing. And that's for purpose, I believe. I believe that there's a certain intent to that we want to mention it, but yet not really hone in on it. But when you start lining all this stuff together, when you start looking at the bigger picture, which is something that I have tried to promote for years, is getting people to understand the bigger scope of picture, that it's not just one little event here and there happening, but they're all connected, and they all start to paint a bigger picture. And right now, Trump taking office, the stuff going on in the Middle East, the stuff going on in Eastern Europe, China is, they're becoming quite active. They just set sail the world's largest amphibious warship. They've been flying new planes around in the sky. They've been kind of making a show for themselves and saying that they're all about peace, but yet then going around and cutting cable lines and doing hacking and shutting down government agencies and stuff. So there's just too many things happening at once that for us to ignore it. I think we need to take notice of it and really get ourselves ready. This morning I was talking about that. I got cut off. Some of you that actually watched the end of the video, most people don't. Video got cut off. I had a 911 call I had to go respond to, but I said pretty much everything I needed to say. The point is that we need to get ourselves, our lives, to the point that we're not as dependent upon the system. And I saw a few comments, people saying, well, I can't do that. I'm too old, or, that's for young people, or that's for, I don't agree with that. I don't. I understand that there are a few special circumstances certain people may have, but I know way too many people in their 80s and 90s out there working circles around people that are in their 20s and 30s, growing food, running farms. It is possible. It's all really kind of, where your heart is, where your motivation is. And, if you're still in the city and that's where you're going to try to survive, then, you know, best of luck to you, basically. I made it no secret that I firmly believe that the best and really only way to truly survive is to get out of the country, get out of the city and get in the country. The Bible talks about, you know, in bad times running to the wilderness, all kinds of stuff. I won't get into that, but we have to take things seriously and then act accordingly to it. Not just, you know, oh, make a mental note. Yes, things are bad. Oh, world's falling apart. Government's collapsing. Economy's collapsing. Next pandemic, World War III. All of this bad stuff, and then not actually do anything about it. It's hard. It's not easy. You know, maybe it means that you have to uproot yourself and move to a place that's kind of foreign to you and do things that you're not used to. It's hard work. I've known many people over the years that's moved out of the cities into the country to be homestead, off-grid, self-sufficient, and they didn't last. Then a year or so, they're back into the city. It takes a special kind, and maybe surviving the apocalypse isn't for everyone. That's just the hard reality of it. But if you're determined, you're serious about it, you can do it. And there's no better time in the world, in history, than probably right now to be very serious about it. So get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.